1 in 4 adults within the UK suffer from mental health. Whether or not you're an employee, a manager, or an entrepreneur, mental health can affect you, and it can play a major role in your overall success and quality of life. And unfortunately, even though people are starting to become a tiny bit more receptive to it, the topic of mental health is still looked down upon and stigmatized. But hopefully we can run through a few actionable steps that you can use to maintain your mental health within life and also business. Number 1, acknowledge the importance of mental health. Oftentimes, because of how busy and stressful our day-to-day tends to be, we often shove our mental health to the side. And trust me, I will put my hand up and say, listen, I've done this too many times. And whilst I'm not saying you should pause your entire life for, 1 or 2 things that may happen, because I'm gonna be very honest, life can happen. It really does. But what I'm saying is that you need to carve out some time to acknowledge the importance of it. Our mind is the foundation of everything. If our mind ain't right, then trust me, things will not be going well in your life. So we need to bring it to the forefront of our mind and establish ways to deal with it. Number 2, work and life balance. Now, guys, I'm going to be very, very honest. For those that know me, if you watch my stories and you keep up on my day-to-day, my schedule stays packed. Saying this, and I know some of you are going to be watching this video and asking me, listen, do you have any work and life balance? Because I get asked it all the time. And to be very, very honest with you, not necessarily, but I will show you how you can implement it and how I've started to implement it. You see, nothing in life is equally balanced. That is my sincere belief. There's always going to be something, somewhere that is going to knock you off your balance sometimes. So instead of trying to find an equal balance, it's about learning when and where to prioritize what you do on a day-to-day basis. Now, what does that mean? If you spend all of your time worrying about other people and also things that are out of your control, it's no wonder why it's taking a toll on you. We need to focus on the things we can control. Mastering this will automatically impact every other area in your life. Now, what does this consist of? My definition of prioritizing that work-life balance is finding time for yourself. Things like meditation, things like prayer, things like getting in the gym. Every day, you need to carve out some sort of time so you can actually pour into yourself. This will prevent stress and also prevent burnout. Number 3, communicate. Now, guys, I'm gonna be very, very honest. It's very hard to talk about mental health, even around those that you love and care for, but it's extremely important. Like I said at the beginning of the video, you're not alone in dealing with mental health. There are other people sharing the things that you are also going through. So you need to relieve some sort of burden and start searching for people that you can communicate with. One thing I did last year was actually start to seek therapy. Now, I used to be one of those people that was always against therapy and talking about your emotions and things like that. But it got to a stage where there were so many things going on, I needed to literally just speak to someone. So I searched for a therapist. After speaking and liaising with this professional, they were able to go through so many things and actually open my mind to places I've never actually been to before. I was able to literally just pour out all the stresses that I was going through. I was able to pour everything that was going on in my mind out in the open so that I could then deal with it and face it head on. And this is extremely important. So I encourage you to seek someone that you can communicate with. Number 4, work hard and play harder. Now, if you're an entrepreneur, you're in the property industry or building your own business, listen, our hours are not our own. We're constantly working, building, trying to make ends meet and trying to build towards the vision that we first had. And it can be tough. And I know the business world is extremely competitive, but there is a subtle difference between working extremely hard and grinding yourself into the ground. This is what we tend to do majority of the time. You need to find ways in which you can rest your mind, where you can actually relieve all the stresses that you've actually gone through on a day-to-day basis. And once you do this, you can actually come back the next day well rested. This will give you such an advantage. So guys, always remember that mental health is simply not a joke. It's extremely serious, and the sooner that we can figure out ways to deal with it, the better. So what I need you guys to do is to help someone else that is watching this video. Comment one way down below in which you deal with mental health. Share it with a friend and make sure to like this video to boost the algorithm. See you guys in the next one.